All right, let's take a look and see the energy coming towards you. This is going to be a collective reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. I'm not asking for anything specific. We'll just see what comes out in the cards. But before I start, I got a couple messages. First, my guides called my attention to this little thing here, which is kind of like a U-turn and an arrow, right? So it's almost like some of you are having to make a U-turn, but I want you to know that you're going in the right direction. So if there's something where you have to do a detour or you have to change course, that's the first message. You are heading in the right direction. If you've been hemming and eyeing, if you've been anxious about it, if you've been stressed about it, right? This is your confirmation. Stress no more. Whatever U-turn you're having to make, you're heading in the right direction. The other thing too is kind of within the same vein, because I caught my attention. I have this little thing. When I used to do tutoring, I would have these little signs for the kids and stuff. And it says nice work. So it's the same thing. Some of you are really doing a good job, and your spirit team, your guides, your ancestors want you to know that, so to keep going because you're heading in the right direction. Even if it doesn't feel that way right now, right? Even if you feel lost and you don't know where you're heading, just follow your intuition, because that was another message that I got too before I started. I was going to use our Wisdom of the Oracle cards, and I had this one in my hand as well, right? The Akashic Tarot. This is not a deck I use often, so bear with me, right? But there is a reason why they called my attention to this deck. Like, they want me to use it. And I think a part of it is because they also called my attention, see, pink confirmation, to this little light that's right here in her forehead, right? Like your third eye. So for some of you, your third eye is really coming online, and whatever downloads you're getting in your dreams, whatever intuitive nudges you're getting, they want you to trust it. Because it's like some of you are in this very strong high priestess energy. Also calling my attention to this scroll that she has here, right? So they're wanting you to know, especially if you're somebody who doesn't necessarily like tap into your intuitive side or follow intuitive nudges, because you tend to be more in terms of logic. But they want you to know that whatever you're downloading, whatever intuitive nudges you're getting, is something about this season when a lot of truths are going to be revealed. Even if somebody doesn't come out of their mouth and tell you the truth, like right out, you'll be able to pick it up by their face, their body language, right? Just that's what it keeps picking confirmation. That's what you need to really pay attention to, as opposed to somebody coming out and telling you this is it, right? Just go with your intuition. So anywho, especially if you're in a situation where you feel like you're playing chess games, right? Because this is the Three of Keys, which talks a lot about strategizing. And if you can see, one of these figures is down. So we'll give it a shuffle, and then we'll clarify with our Doreen Virtue Fairy Tarot cards, because fairies have been calling to me too. Oh Lord, it always has to go all the way over there. 1 minute. I'm going to use my foot to get it. Just 1 second. All right, so let's see what this is. Okay. Oh my goodness, see what I mean? I just need to stop. I don't need to pull cards anymore. On track. This is the reason why they wanted me to use this deck. They want you to know, just like I said, that whatever you're doing, you are on track, right? Because why? You have ADSUM. You're listening to your spirit team. You're following their guidance. You know, you're feeling more joyful about this. Maybe there was a time when you wouldn't have, right? Especially when it comes to making decisions, because I'm seeing 22, and 2 to me are changes in terms of, well, more decisions, right? Like decisions that you have to make. Like you have 2 choices, right? And so what Spirit is saying is you're now tapping into this side of yourself, you know, to your intuition, being more open to guidance from the universe. You're finding joy in that now, right? As opposed to just dismissing it, or opposed to being skeptical about it. And as a result, you're heading in the right direction. But let me shuffle again, because that was just too funny. Yeah, man. Some of you are getting initiated. Here's a 14. I think about the Temperance card. So it may have taken you some time to get here, but it's like you're finally deciding to embrace this. And as a result, what I'm hearing is things are going to go much smoothly, or more smoothly in your life, because you have the Four of Forces, which I see as the Four of Wands. Some of you may have come online, I hear, more in terms of like your intuition, or following it, or feeling more confident about it around the springtime, because when this card is upright, it talks about spring. But let's shuffle one more and see what we receive. I cannot make it up. I'm just gonna stop. I really am. Look what you got. You got will, wisdom, and mind, right? A card number 20. And to me, like in tarot, it would be like the Judgment card. And so again, whatever big decisions you're making, whatever life change decisions you're making, whatever you're feeling called towards, it caught my attention to this. I don't know what that symbol is, right? See it right there? If you know it, just drop it down what that means. It almost looks like a fire, like some of you are fired up, like a flame. Again, something has been lit. So maybe this is as I see blue here, so that could be water, this could be fire, if you look at the signs, right? Whatever you're being called towards, right, your higher self is leading you towards, just know that, you know, you're heading again in the right direction. All right, so this is going to be a short reading. Let's go ahead and clarify. And I want to read this one, Scrolls. Let me see if I have time. I don't know if I'm going to have time. I'm going to read it real quickly, because that seems to be the crux of the message, particularly for some of you who feel like you some of you felt like you were dealt a karmic hand, right? Like a lesson that you had to learn. And there was a time that you may have been wallowing in woe with me. Like, why did this happen to me? Why did I not see this coming? Why did I not avoid this? Why did I step into this karmic trench, and why did I keep digging it even deeper, right? But Spirit is saying, because the first card that took me to here is karmic trench in terms of the explanation, but what Spirit is saying is, you know, everything happens for a reason, and sometimes experiences or people are brought into our life to help us learn a lesson and to show us the areas in which we still need to grow, right, and heal. And so Spirit is saying is now you're no longer wallowing in that, or very soon you won't be. And you're going to take the action to make sure that you continue to be on track. So let me hurry up and read it. It says, upright. A man at a train station looks over his shoulder at the sign that points to other tracks. But he has already looked at his maps and made his decision. He lifts his foot to step onto the train. Though travel or move can be indicated by this card, the meaning is often about your choices and directions. You may have been ambivalent. See, isn't that what I said? That some of you may have been ambivalent. You don't know, right? You weren't trusting the signs. You didn't know about this caca crap when it comes to like spirituality and intuition, because I'm somebody who's all about logic, especially if you're somebody who's very intelligent, right? And you're known for using that part of your mind to listen to your more receptive feminine side. May not have been something that you would typically tap into, but you've been doing it lately, and you know what? You've been getting success. So it says you have been ambivalent about taking a certain track in your life with regard to a project, a relationship, a career, a directive, or even a location. But now it's time to decide. See, remember we got that judgment card. And again, your intuition will guide you with that. It says, if you're not quite as assured as you'd like to be, the engine is smoking. So that means you're running out of time, because this train is about to leave the station. There is a direction that compels you. So you already know. Stop procrastinating, right? So get on board. You will not falter. So at this time, you can't make a bad decision, man. Because I'm telling you, when I saw that little light in this lady's forehead right here, I was like, you are on fire with your intuition. But let's clarify. One of Scrolls. Let me do it quickly because this is about to cut off. So here you have 10 of Summer. Look what comes. This is going to lead you to long-term happiness and abundance, right? My goodness. An emotionally fulfilling life with family or friends, raising children wisely, people you can trust. So you're heading in the right direction. Let's look at Initiation and Counts of Saint Germain. I think I have time. The Eagle. Look at this. This is what you're leaving behind. But again, remember I said you had to learn certain lessons because this is the devil. So you had to go through this initiation process. You had to have these experiences. That was the only way you were going to level up, right? So some of you are going through, if it's still tough, you're going through an initiation, you're being tested, right? But that's part of the process. It's just like the high priestess. Spirit not just going to let you in and let you know all the secrets, right? To be a high priestess, you have to earn that crap, you know? And so you get tested. But as you move through these tests and level up, there is beauty and reward on the other side. Trust me. Now let's clarify will, wisdom, and mind. Oh, look at that. They incorporated today and they're giving me just one card. And you know what? Apart from the devil card, they all fell upright. Oh my goodness. 8 of Wands. So Spirit is saying this is a time to move, right? 8 of Wands is very fast moving energy. It's passion, right? It's direction, it's determination. It is also spiritual downloads. So continue to listen to the messages that you're receiving, because you cannot make a bad decision. It says stress that comes from having many things happening at once. So yeah, you may have to be handling multiple things at once, but you are successfully multitasking. It says sudden events or changes, but you know what? This is going to be a good thing. So anywho, I hope this was helpful. I'm glad I did this message. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.